Are you looking for a few empirical articles for your psychology research paper? This video will illustrate how you can search for empirical research articles in the PsycInfo database. To access PsycInfo, you can start at the Psychology Research Guide at libguides.usask.ca/psychology. On this page, you can scroll down to the Quick Links section on the left side. You can also access PsycInfo via the Find Journal Articles link from the left navigation menu. PsycInfo is a unique database in that the default search is an advanced search. What that means is that we are actually doing a subject heading search. You can see that the phrase Map Term to Subject Heading is selected. Basically, PsycInfo is trying to find an appropriate subject heading based on what concepts we enter into the search box. While this kind of searching may not be intuitive, a subject heading search helps improve the relevancy of our results as the articles retrieved must be about that particular topic. So, whenever we enter search terms, it's important to enter our concepts or ideas one at a time. This enables PsycInfo to try to find the appropriate subject heading for each particular concept. Here's an example research question we can use to demonstrate how PsycInfo works. We want to investigate if there's empirical evidence that reports on the effects of physical activity on the cognitive performance in older adults with dementia. Because PsycInfo wants to try to match or map a subject heading to our concepts, it's important that we first isolate and identify our unique concepts. So, in our example, we are looking at physical activity, cognitive performance in older adults with dementia. We also want empirically based evidence, specifically journal articles. So let's start our search. In the search box, we can enter physical activity and search to see what PsycInfo recommends. We can see that PsycInfo is confident about the proposed subject heading for this concept. We don't have to click on the subject heading link, but if we do, it takes us to the thesaurus screen. The thesaurus gives us a breakdown of this subject heading. It shows what this subject heading is used for, as well as any broader terms, narrower terms, and related terms. As mentioned, we don't have to come to this screen, but it is helpful in terms of giving us ideas of how we could potentially broaden or narrow the scope of our search. For example, physical fitness may also be a relevant subject heading for this search. Before we continue, it is important to select the Explode option beside our subject heading. What does Explode mean? We want to select Explode to ensure that PsycInfo retrieves the selected term physical activity, as well as any narrower terms. In other words, we want to make sure we are exploding down to include all the narrower ideas about our main concept. Let's click Continue and move on to the second concept of our search, which is cognitive performance. Now again, PsycInfo is going to try and find a subject heading that it thinks we should search. And looking at this list, it looks like cognitive ability best fits our topic. There may be others that are also suitable to our research question, but for today's search, we will just focus on cognitive ability. You will see that as soon as we select a subject heading on this page, the Auto Explode option is checked. Again, this ensures that all narrower concepts of this heading are included in our search. If there was not a subject heading that was relevant to our search concept, we always have the option of searching our concept as a keyword, which is located at the bottom of this list. This basically means that PsycInfo will look for this word or phrase anywhere in the reference, and not simply as a subject heading. Finally, let's enter our third concept of dementia. Again, PsycInfo is confident that we want to search the broad concept of dementia and has selected it here. Now, in our search history, there are 3 unique searches, each with their own results. We now want to combine the results and see where there is overlap between the 3 searches, where all of these subject headings appear. So let's select the line numbers 1, 2, 3, and beside Combine With, choose And. We can see that our results have decreased dramatically because, again, all of our main ideas must be present in the results. Now it is time to limit our search by age group, methodology, and publication type. To do this, look for the blue Limits box. You will see there are a few limiters listed here, but we want to select the Additional Limits link. The Additional Limits page gives us various ways we can refine our search. In order to get empirically based research, we can go to the Methodology menu and select Empirical Study. To limit to older people, we can visit the Age Groups menu and scroll down and select Aged. which PsycInfo defines as age 65 and older. We can also limit to journal articles by selecting Peer-Reviewed Journal, located in the Publications menu, as well as at the top of the page. Once we've chosen our limits, select Limit a Search. We can see that our results are more focused and more reasonable to review. The next step is to review our results and see if the references are related to our research question. When we scroll down to review the references, we can see that PsycInfo provides basic information about each article. Select Complete Reference on the right to see more about any given reference. Here we can read the abstract or summary of the article. We can also review other important information such as the population group studied, the methodology, any tests or measures administered, as well as the reference list. We can also review the subject headings and note any additional search terms we may want to add to our search to find related references. To access this article, select the yellow Find It icon. We can see that this article is available online, and we can simply select the green Go icon to connect to the full text. To get back to our PsycInfo results, close this tab and select Search, or use the back arrow to return to our search results. So that is how to do a quick search in PsycInfo to find some empirical research articles. To review: Number 1, identify the main ideas of your research topic. Number 2, enter your ideas one at a time in PsycInfo in order to find a relevant subject heading. You can always search by keyword as well. Number 3, combine your searches and apply any limits. Number 4, review your results and tweak your search as needed. Number 5, use the Find It icon to connect to the full text of your article. And a final tip: be flexible while searching. With our research question, we could have followed other lines of inquiry, such as a specific kind of exercise, or a more general search on cognition, not cognitive performance, or perhaps focusing only on older women. There are many ways to approach a topic. Try different combinations of search terms and see what you come up with. Have any follow-up questions? Contact us at the Research Help Desk in the Murray Library.